This just in. Nissan Stadium is the site of tonight's Monday Night Football clash between the favorites in the AFC, the Buffalo Bills, and the Tennessee Titans. Will Josh Allen continue to make his MVP case, or can Derrick Henry and the Titans pull the upset tonight? The Cowboys pull it out late against the Pats. Why our panel was impressed by Dak's comeback and OT victory because it was close. Aaron Rodgers says he owns Chicago. Why Sunday's win over the Bears proves he's right, not just about Chicago, but the entire NFC North, or at least Chicago and Detroit, am I right? And one of Ben Simmons' teammates says the team is welcoming him back and is ready for him to return to play. Shanae Ogumake weighs in. What's up, everybody? I'm Max Kellerman, and welcome to This Just In, a fast hour around the world of sports and how I see it. Tampa Bay Bucks cornerback Richard Sherman will be out for a few weeks with a hamstring injury, a source told ESPN Monday. Starters Sean Murphy-Bunting and Carlton Davis are both currently on injured reserve. And look, this is the Achilles heel of the Tampa Bay Bucks. Their secondary, although it doesn't seem to be making much of a difference considering that offense. And by the way, front seven. Meantime, Memphis Grizzlies forward Jaren Jackson Jr. has agreed to a 4-year, $105 million rookie contract extension. His agent Austin Brown of CAA Sports told ESPN on Monday Jackson Jr. has emerged as a cornerstone player on a gifted young Grizzlies roster. Him and Ja Morant, like, what is the ceiling there? Got to see him playing together with a more mature roster, but it looks like the nucleus of a team that can get something done even in the competitive Western Conference overtime. Cleveland Browns running back Kareem Hunt is expected to miss several weeks with a calf injury, Coach Kevin Stefanski said Monday. Hunt suffered the injury on Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals, of course, because I had him in daily fantasy, so that's what happens. That's what I get, I suppose. But like Nick Chubb, then Kareem Hunt, neither offensive tackle in the game, Jarvis Landry, now a torn labrum for Baker Mayfield. That team is limping right now. Cowboys, Patriots. Mac Jones, I'll tell you what, we're going to get to Dak in a second because he is the man. Mac Jones is showing some stuff. He's a good young quarterback. You know, like, is Mac Jones a star? No. Will he ever be? Time will tell, but he looks like he is a competent starting quarterback in the NFL already and has the chance to be a good starting quarterback for some time. I love the way, after Diggs picked him off, he went right back at him and got him on the next play. But it's one thing to do something like that, where in the old days it's like, well, here come the Patriots. They're going to win because you know why? They had that guy. But you know who has that guy now? The Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott is that guy. You know, 3rd and 25, no problem. Get him in field goal range. 2nd and 9 in overtime, no problem. Complete the first down. Wind up with the win. The Cowboys are the type of team now with that quarterback that gets the close wins the Patriots used to get with Tom Brady. That always gave me some Tom Brady vibes. Great to have NFL analyst Jeff Saturday and senior insider Chris Mortensen. America's team guys is putatively the Cowboys, who haven't won a Super Bowl since the last century, during which time America's actual team, the team America's seen in the Super Bowl far more than any other, is the Patriots. Used to be, as I said, New England had the guy who seemed to always get it done. Haven't had that guy in a couple years, but the Cowboys just paid their guy to get it done, and he did. Jeff, just how impressive was this win?
Oh, super impressed. Listen, Max, think about this. When a team like the Cowboys plays as poorly as they did yesterday against the New England Patriots, who you know is going to be coached well, they had 13 penalties for 115 yards. They turned the ball over. They couldn't convert third down. They were 3 and 13 on third down. Everything looked bleak for them. But Dak Prescott balled out. You look at the way he brought them back. You looked at it after Diggs makes this play to kind of save them. All the encouragement, like you said, it all goes back to how well Dak Prescott can play and his composure in the most important moments. It never wavers. He just looks as cool and as calm as you can be. I was so impressed. He never looked dissuaded, never looked discouraged. He just kept firing shots. And again, they went in with a game plan against a well-coached Patriots team that didn't allow their runners to have. They had a pedestrian buck 22, which for no lineman, I still love that. But for them, that's not what they're looking for. Dak put this team on his shoulders and carried them to a victory. The CD Lamb pass at the end of the game when he boots out and just drops it. How wide open is that play? I mean, it was extremely impressive because when you don't have your best days and you have to rely on that dude, Dak Prescott is that dude.
You know, the reason I say Tom Brady vibes, also on a good roster early. Also, early on, no one ever said, like, Tom Brady's the best player in football, right? But he was the guy you wanted. Dak is giving you that same feeling from this first preseason game of his career. Boy, I want that guy on my team. Mort, the Cowboys seem to be hitting on all cylinders. How have they built this beast of a roster?
Well, I will say they missed on Dak Prescott because they let him get to the 4th round. But since the Patriots let Tom Brady get to the 6th round, we won't nitpick at that one. Bottom line is they got him. I do think he was under-evaluated coming out of Mississippi State, but he had gotten a DUI right before that draft, and it knocked him down a couple of rounds. But Dak Prescott and Tom Shaw, a former trainer who had worked with the Patriots and then worked with Dak before that draft, told me that Dak Prescott has every similarity to Tom Brady in leadership and discipline in how he goes about his business. But the Cowboys themselves, Will McClay, their personnel director, and Stephen Jones, the vice president of personnel and COO, as well as Jerry Jones, he's the GM, they have gone to the old tried and true philosophy of stay true to your board. They were not looking for CD Lamb a couple years ago or last year in the draft. But there he was, and he had the highest grade on the board. Okay, we're going to take him. They did it with Zach Martin when Jerry wanted Johnny Manziel. Oh. They followed this formula, and it's working. And also, let's give some credit to the coaching staff and Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator as well on the offensive side of the ball. It's good. I just want to add one thing about Dak. We saw him at the end of the game, certainly. He did pull his calf or strained his calf on that winning play. We saw him in a boot. It said it was precautionary. Dak was glowing. Now, when you've been through what he's been through in the last year, maybe it's easy to do that. But calf injuries are tricky. Yes. Michael Gallup, the wide receiver, did his calf in week 1. He hasn't practiced or played since that time. We haven't heard any official word on it. But remember, it is the lower right leg. It's the plant leg for a quarterback. It also happens to be the lower leg that he injured so badly last year.
The scariest thing is no Gallup, no Cooper.
Right.
You're doing this and you're talking about who they don't have. It's going to be a whole lot of the Cowboys visit the Vikings following their bye week. Okay, taking a look at other games from a packed week 6, the Cardinals remain the NFL's lone unbeaten team with a lopsided road win over the Browns. Doing it without Coach Cliff Kingsbury, or to stay behind because of COVID. Kyler Murray was sensational once again with 4 passing scores.